There were some dog barks outside. Now they stopped. I'm still going to say that when dog barks that are um that irritate my they reach my nervous system enough to call pet control in 2013 when dog barks were happening that were making my feelings feel weird. Then no one else cared, things like that. I called the pet control because aiming around, walking around, like it's like the dog bark disappears, and then I'm not always able to, after I quit being able to get up, look around for a dog bark. Once the dog bark stops, there's no any visibility, and so then I return to the house, and eventually they were really odd times, like the middle of the night, like past the middle of the night, like between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. And then I called pet control. If pet control didn't respond, I called the sheriffs because the police could say, give us your address, that's not our area. Call the sheriff, so the sheriff would say, give me your address, so the sheriff would go here. And the sheriff would say, well, there's no dog bark. He'd say, the dog bark stops when you're going on your way here. Was probably on the boulevard. That's what I said. The dog barks on the boulevard. Probably. I can't go looking around for what's going on. So, and then, so this, will they go away? So, when I called again, I say, no, you guys already came here and the dog bark is probably somewhere in the boulevard. So, I said, well, if you don't give us your address, we're not going there, and we're not going to drive up and down any boulevard if you don't tell us your address. And I said, I am telling you the cross streets. I am telling you the corner streets. Exactly. You guys already were here. Like, this was in 2013, right? I wasn't going to, every night or every week or however often they're doing that with dog bark, going to tell a different patrol unit the address for them to drive here. They make, like, they input the address every time I call about something, and then what are they gang affiliated? So they say, oh, every time we make a call, so they do what among themselves? Like, I am not really a participant in any game or any manipulation that results in, like, continuous non-resolvence of the conflict or of the input. The input reaches me in this manner where I'm telling them now, 2026, after the dog barks in 2013 happened, my reaction was such. Afterwards, I was incarcerated into late 2014, almost 2015. For a year, I went away to immigration detention, to jail facilities. So afterwards, I went to college. Afterwards, the pandemic happened. Afterwards, I was homeless during the pandemic. Afterwards, we returned. Afterwards, the dog's disturbing barks happened near enough for me to leave a letter offering my help, expressing that I'm concerned for the dog because calling pet control was not, they just said they were not available in the area, and I could not call the police again. I already knew their response was to tell the sheriff, and I already knew not to tell the sheriff about that because they were going to get my address and go talk to me here and ask me how I'm doing, and they want to, you know, like, and besides, I've probably guessed that the dog would stop barking as soon as the sheriff's on their way. So I already know their ways. I'm not angry. I sound shouting. I feel like I gotta shout, or else my voice is weird, more inaudible.